guys? It's me, your wonderful Fizzy Phoenix. Um, so what's going to happen is I'm going to talk about the year 2 release. I have it pulled up on my computer right now on what they've released. So first thing they showed was the armor. Well, yeah, armor. Okay, so they start out with your light level. So from what I'm understanding is the the accounts that you have at level 34 light, including armor, when taking king comes out and you switch over to that, your overall level, armor level, is level 34. So, let's just camera connect whatever a bit. Okay, well there we go, a little bit better. But I understand that. So you start out off as level 34 armor. Well, armor level, level, power level, whatever. And then, okay. So you guys all saw how you got up to level 40, right? That's all by, from what my understanding is, experience. So once you start at level 34, you can then get to level 40 via experience. And then you got light level. Okay. And then your light score, from what I'm reading it off, reading from what they have as the description. Your light score is an average of the attack and defense values across all of your currently equipped gear. A higher light score improves both your damage output and your defenses. So basically, they're adding up all of the armor score, or not the armor score, the light level of all your gear, your helmet, your gauntlets, your chest piece, your boots, your maybe your the cape, the armband, um, and then the Titan's like sash, plus your weapon, your primary, secondary, heavy, and the ghost. They're adding. Yeah, I know, right? The ghost has light level now. It's interesting. I find it odd, but odds odd is what makes the game more interesting. So I like it. Um, Back on track wise, they're adding it all up, and then they divide it by, my guess is one, two, three, four, five, nine, and that's your average light level. That is the light level that you have. And so my guess is as you upgrade the armor and the weapons and the ghost, um, your light level will probably rise. And then after that, they talked about the quests and the bounties. I find that awesome, honestly enough, because sure right now we just have bounties for Vanguard, Crucible. Then we got the raids. Um, there were bounties for Eris, and then there was the story quest bounties for Dark Under and House of Wolves. So I wouldn't call the from going from bounties to having quests. I find that actually kind of cool because it gives you something to do every day. And my guess is once you complete it, you get another one right off the bat, or you can pick up one from one of the people in the tower or the reef. So I find that cool. And the fact that you can now have 16 bounties instead of the normal, was it 10, I think? I find that awesome. I love it. Means more experience. And the fact, let's see. Yeah, I already talked about the quests, how I love them, and bounties. But also the fact that I also forgot, you can have multiple pages of bounties. Or, not bounties, quests. I love that. Oh, oh yeah, and the tracking. That's boss. I love it. I'm gonna use the crap out of it, honest to God. And my personal, even though my guess is since the fact that he's playing on PlayStation, Xbox is gonna get that. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed, that we also get the tracking. My guess is that we are, and I like it because it saves you time of going, okay, I need to do this, this, and this, and like memorizing the order of what you need to grab. But when you're tracking it, just shows you and a nice little list of, okay, you need 3 of this, 4 of this, 5 of this, or you need this many kills. Like, sort of, or when you have to go kill the swordmen, Crota's, the wielders of Crota's sword, quest for Arist, or not quest, bounty. It's early morning. So I love that. And let's see, quests. Ooh, Spark of Light. Now, I think that's going to be interesting. Um, and actually kind of helpful because right now I have a low level Titan. He is level 12. I'm hoping to get him to level 20 before the Taken King. I may not. Who knows? But the fact that, let's see. Yeah, basically, if I am not like past 25 in light for DLC wise, this year 1 Destiny, then the Spark of Light will basically take my level of 12 and bump it up to 25 so I can play the Taken King, um, the quests, bounties, raids, story. So that'll help with that, and that's not including light level from armor that I would have. Um, but from what they're saying is once you use Spark of Light, the armor that you have is possibly automatically equipped or used for in calculating your level and your light. So it may have some what is the word I'm looking for? Oh, I'm blanking on it. Crap. Keep I would say in the armor slots that you have, like have any legendary armor or exotic armor that you have, and they'll take into account of that being there, and that would help with your level and light level. So that's my understanding. All right. Oh yeah, and then the fact that you can show a weapon. Well, you already have a weapon showing, but it's a primary. Now you can switch out which weapon you want to show off. Your primary, your secondary, or your heavy weapon. Just normally how you would switch out weapons during gameplay. Alright. And then the fact that you can buy ghost shells that help you, I find that cool. Besides the fact that they add to your light level now, they have upgrades that would help you find materials and do damage, or well, defend against damage or do damage. So that's nice. I mean, they didn't have to do the, in my honest opinion, because most of the time people don't hunt for resources. We, I'm like, I pick them. If I see it, I pick it up. Otherwise, if I'm low on resources like helium fragments, relic iron, or what's blanking on the shiny leaf things from Earth. Blanking on the name for those, but I just go to the Vanguard Quartermaster and I just spend 10 Vanguard points to get 20 of said resources, and then I just go earn back the 10 Vanguard points. Because I mean, most of the time I'm alright. Every week I have 200 from doing the Vanguard strikes, so I can understand and sort of don't understand the ghosts helping out with finding resources. Otherwise, I find it cool that they did that. So I'm excited on how it will work out in gameplay, especially on the Dreadnought. What resources you'll find there. Otherwise, the damage help or defense adding to your armor. That's gonna be fun. All right. Oh, and the marks basically helping actually doing something now. Like besides just showing up. Oh, hey guys, look, I have a legendary sash or armband or cloak. Great. They now do something. I like that. The fact that they increase armor or your reload speed or some damage, but I find that cool. That's gonna be very fun. Well, fun and kind of annoying because you have to upgrade them and that's going to cost resources, but it's understandable because you're upgrading it. Otherwise, I like it. Okay, the terminals. I love the terminals. The terminals are going to be awesome because then you don't always have to hold on to emblems that you want to keep in your vault or on your guardian. You can be like, I like this emblem for this week. I'm gonna have like a couple more in my inventory, and then once I go through those, I can destroy them or get rid of them. Come over to this um, emblem vault thingy by the speaker and be like, okay, I want to have next week or next month, I want to have these emblems. I find that awesome. And it basically lets you keep track of which emblems you've gotten, which ones you haven't. Alright, cool. I am down. Alright. Emblem collection. Moving on. Oh yeah, and then the allegiances. I mean, I can sort of understand that. Kind of don't. I mean, I mean, the allegiance I sort of well, yeah, again, sort of don't understand because it's just a more restriction of the getting level in New Monarchy, Future War Cult, or Dead Orbit. But otherwise, neat. I mean, it then gives you like, okay, you can't just go back and forth and switching off an R band of Dead Orbit and New Monarchy whenever you want. So like I'm doing a strike mission, I'm like, okay, I'm already level 3 with Dead Orbit on my Warlock. Now I can just switch off my armband and get stuff for New Monarchy. Great. But now with the allegiances, the faction alliance, whatever, it gives you more restrictions. It's like, okay, great, but what comes with those restrictions? And they explain that. Let me scroll further into the video. Where is it? Where are the items that you can only get? The material exchanges to get what is it? Ranking. Yeah, that helps with your ranking. I like that. I find that cool because most of the time, like, okay, well, I don't really want to go play a ton of Crucible or Strikes to get, well, the what's it called? Whatever the points into getting your level, because that just takes forever. But now the fact that you can trade in resources that you have a fucking abundance of, say you have over 1k weapon parts or over 1k, not much of light, but any of the resources, you can now trade that in getting reputation for New Monarchy, Future War Cult, or Dead Orbit. I am down with that. I mean, that's great. And now the fact that the legendary marks are basically Crucible marks and Vanguard marks put together. It's one thing now, and my guess is from doing strikes or Crucible, you can get legendary marks, and that's the one. What is it? Money system or money for New Monarchy, Vanguard, Dead Orbit, and Future War Code. Like you use those now to get their weapons, their armor, their gear. That is what the legendary marks are. That's what they are. I can understand some people had confusion over them, but I find it more simpler. I like it. Okay, the Crucible bounties from the Crucible Handler. If you do all 5, if you complete them, and like for the week, then you get a nightfall item with the last quest. I like that. I think that's very, very interesting. I mean, it basically gives you an incentive to do all five so you can get possibly a legendary gear or exotic gear. You don't know what you're going to get from the last quest from the Crucible handler. I like that. That's going to give me incentive to play more Crucible, because honestly enough, I'm not a big fan of Crucible, but now the fact that I could get legendary gear or exotic gear from playing Crucible, I am down. And da 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 da. Ooh, okay. And then the other terminals, the exotic armor blueprint, or the exotic weapon blueprints. Honestly, the fact that I could get rid of my Saros regime that I have, even though it's not fully upgraded, yeah, I know, guys, or my truth, or any other weapons that they allow they're gonna have in year two, I can then take the original, destroy it, get an exotic shard from it, and then grab the year 2 armor piece or weapon piece that deals more damage, but I would have to get to the specific level, which my guess is level 40. So I would have to go up 6 levels in gear. Well, not in gear, but 6 levels in experience before I can use the better overall gear that they would have in these blueprints stations. Let's see here. Ooh, and then the Cryptarch, my guess is by level now. Since we're going to be level 34, he's going to specifically offer legendary engrams. So you can get secondary, primary, heavy, or random. I like that. I like the fact that you can now buy legendary engrams from the Cryptarch when you're at a specific level. I like that. Oh, and the fact that they don't turn into shards. You won't be getting, my guess, from legendary engrams, the fact that they will turn into strange coins or motes of light. That's my guess. And the fact that you now have to gain level in the gunsmith to get better weapons, like you have to field test his weapons to then get a specific weapon. That's cool. That gives you something new to do, like new weapons to use that will give you incentive of, hey, I want to get this weapon now. Okay, I'm gonna have to field test this weapon, and then complete the quest or whatever bounty, and then turn in the weapon so I could get the new weapon that then is mail ordered. I think that's cool. And then let's see here. Alright, and finally, Vault Space! They now give us our little, basically, on little tabs and rooms for weapons, armor, and in general. And the fact that it is fucking doubled. Yes. Thank you, Bungie. Thank you. I especially love the general being doubled because I always have so much stuff, so much resources, and most of the time I don't use it until I have to upgrade something, and that usually takes a bit of time. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about. Oh, and of course, guys, the new dance emotes. Cannot go wrong with the new dance emotes. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited overall for the Taken King. Otherwise, I'm excited for next week's release on the strike mission. Alright guys, I'll be back on in a bit, but otherwise